When you buy something at the grocery store, you trust that it's safe, you trust the store, and you trust the laws that regulate it. But a News 12 investigation shows some things are slipping through the cracks, and it could be harming the youngest member of your family. You won't believe how much forgotten formula we were able to find. When Addison Moore smiles, you can't help but smile too. She's a very happy and healthy 8-month-old who seems more curious about our camera than her toys. But new parents Robbie and Kristen are more curious about something else, something that happened when News 12 went on a little shopping trip. This one expired in November 1st. Ugh. This expired a couple weeks ago. Some of the expired formula we bought is the same brand Robbie and Kristen give little Addison.
Raising a baby is already hard enough, so you feel like you don't need the stores to be against you.
In all, News 12 visited 11 stores all over the area. In Richmond County, we went to the Rite Aid on Washington Road, the Walmart on Bobby Jones, the Bilo on Gordon Highway, Bye Bye Baby, and Target. In Aiken County, we looked for expired formula in the North Augusta Walgreens on Knox Avenue, the Kroger on Knox, the Publix on East Martintown Road, and the Kmart also on East Martintown. We finished up in Columbia County by dropping by Babies R Us and the CVS on Old Petersburg Road. After 2 days of undercover shopping, this is what we have to show for it. All this baby formula is expired, and here's where we bought it. The Rite Aid on Washington Road, the North Augusta Walgreens, Kroger, Publix, and Kmart, and the Evans Babies R Us. That's right, 6 stores out of 11 had expired formula on their shelves. That's more than half. And if that's not surprising enough, we were even more shocked at how old some of the formula actually is. 2 of these expired in September of '09. We found some that also expired in October, November, December, and January. And while they were easy to find, they weren't obvious. When you buy something like milk, you notice that the expiration date is right here on the front. So it's pretty obvious. I mean, it's kind of hard to miss. But take a look at the formula. For instance, here's the liquid. It's stamped on the front. Not as easy to see. And then here's the powder. Tiny print on the bottom. So it's not something Robbie and Kristen ever thought about until we told them about our investigation.
We immediately checked our pantry. The first thing we did was go check our formula.
The ones that we have were good, but what about the ones that we've already given her that we don't have the container anymore to look and see?
And it's not something that's just bothering Kristen and Robbie. Dr. Jatinder Bhatia, head of neonatology at MCG, doesn't like this either.
I would hope that the business itself would monitor itself and not have expired formula shelf for sale.
Dr. Bhatia is part of a national committee that develops guidelines for pediatricians on the nutritional needs of infants and children. So he knows when formula is expired, the nutrients break down, so babies don't get all the vitamins the packaging says they do. That's especially a problem for the babies who aren't breastfed or are old enough to eat baby food yet. That formula is all the nourishment they're getting. And then there's this, the worry it could make your baby sick.
Intuitively, it would come to mind saying there could be harm, but I do not have solid evidence to say it is harmful.
To get that evidence, Dr. Bhatia says researchers would have to knowingly give healthy babies bad formula, and that's just not ethical. Who would do that? But a quick Google search shows some parents have done that on accident, like this couple in Winnipeg who claim it made their 9-month-old throw up. Which is why Dr. Bhatia doesn't want any parent to take any chances. If you have any expired formula,
throw it away.
But the best thing you can do, look at the date in the store before you buy it. Kristen certainly will from now on.
Since I know that they're not checking for me, I know that I need to check for myself.
And this healthy smile
Come here.
Is worth it. Okay, so what should you do if you find expired formula when you're at the store? Well, you need to tell the store manager right away. They should get it off the shelves. Then you can contact the Food and Drug Administration. The FDA doesn't normally regulate or oversee expired baby food, but baby formula is the exception here. They do want to know about it, and you can file a complaint.
And the stores, the ones where you found the expired formula, what do they have to say?
Well, they all assured me that this was just an oversight. Some are even promising to take action to make sure that it doesn't happen again. One is actually retraining its employees. Another got in touch with the vice president of operations to make all of the company's stores nationwide aware of our investigation so that they can all double and triple check this. And you can read some of their statements on our website, WRDW.com. I've got them posted there. I'll also include contact info for the FDA, and you can bet we're going to be following up on this. We want to know who's regulating this and why so many stores had the expired formula on the shelves. Of course, we will get you those answers.
And I know a lot of parents now are checking.
And they should.
That's a start. Thanks,
Absolutely.
Meredith.
Jane, a News 12 investigation into expired baby formula is getting the attention of a government agency that's supposed to keep your food safe. Tonight, in a rare interview, the commissioner is admitting our News 12 investigation did more than find forgotten formula on the local store shelves. Usually it's a good thing to find what you're looking for when you go to the store, but not this time. This one expired in November 1st. Ugh. In January, News 12 went to 11 local stores, and this is what we found after 2 days of undercover shopping. All this baby formula is bad. 2 of these expired in September of '09. This expired a couple weeks ago. In all, we were able to buy expired formula at 6 of the 11 stores we visited. That's more than half, and that is a problem. It puts the youngest and most vulnerable member of your family at risk of missing out on the nutrients she needs, at risk of getting sick. We took our findings to Atlanta, to the state agency that's supposed to regulate this.
We want to stop that, but we want resources to make sure it never happens again.
Tommy Irvin is Georgia's Department of Agriculture Commissioner. In charge since 1969, he plans to step down in January.
Yes,
He's battling Parkinson's disease, which affects his speech, but he was so upset about what we found, he wanted to talk to us.
You look for anything else besides baby food?
As much as Commissioner Irvin wanted to talk to us, it became too difficult for him to get the words out. He had to stop the interview. Instead, he passed the mic to Natalie Adan in the Consumer Protection Division. But Commissioner Irvin wanted to give it another try. So mid-interview, he sat down with us again with this receipt.
I double charged you for
grapes.
He says it's proof stores make mistakes, like forgetting about expired formula or not charging customers the right amount.
It'd be easy to miss.
This is why it's important for that consumer to help us.
Help by noticing the fine print, like on a receipt or an expiration date, and reporting it. Commissioner Irvin could give the store a warning, a fine, or worse.
I can close the store. I can close it down. I have that authority.
What he says he doesn't have? Enough resources. Our forgotten formula investigation upset him, but it didn't surprise him. He wanted to know if we looked at anything besides baby food. We didn't, and this is what he had to say about that. Well, I wish you looked at everything. If baby food was in that area that we don't have an inspector right now, there's probably other food items, too. He's worried a lot of things are slipping through the cracks.
Much bigger store than the fact you found some formula out of date on a shelf. You found a system that's flawed.
A system that's supposed to protect you that may not be. Department of Agriculture doesn't just regulate food. We're talking about a lot of stuff here. Things like gasoline, fertilizer, also animals and businesses that sell puppies and kittens. So when Commissioner Irvin says things other than formula are slipping through the cracks, all of these areas, not just your food, could be affected.
And he was so determined to get on camera and do that interview and communicate that to you. And according to the commissioner, this is really all boiling down to money.
Yeah, that's exactly right. He says he has inspector positions open he can't fill, and the inspectors that he does have, he says they're really even too swamped to do their job. And he says one department, the one that watches over cats and dogs, doesn't even have enough people to answer the phone. He knows that everyone is strapped for cash right now, but he also knows you get what you pay for, which isn't much when it comes to the Department of Agriculture.
Not enough.
Not enough. We also contacted the South Carolina Department of Agriculture since some of the expired formula we found came from Aiken County. Here's what a spokeswoman for the agency had to say about that. On the state level, the SC food and cosmetic law does not require removal of items from retail shelves by a use by or purchase by date. So our SCDA inspectors do not monitor dates for food items. We've posted links to both the SCDOA and the Georgia DOA on our website, WRDW.com.